Do you enjoy working with cut files? If so, then today's project is one you will enjoy. Hello everyone, Miss Carrie here. Today I'm going to share a lovely summer layout and show you how to use the negative pieces of a cut file to create this stunning background. Most of the items I'm working with are part of the April Hip Kit collection. This embellishment kit is one of the add-ons that coordinates perfectly with the main kit that I used in my previous video. In this collection, you receive a pack of adorable puffy shapes with circles, hearts, phrases, and some sweet little birds and butterflies. You also receive a set of three-dimensional layered stickers, tags and labels, floral die cuts, and wood veneer pieces. These are unfinished and can be painted, inked, or colored with your favorite medium. I'm also working with a cut file today. This is the Mandala Cut File that's available in the Hip Kit shop. Subscribers have free access to all the cut files on the site. Each of these cut files are also available for purchase and can be used with just about any cutting machine. I'll add the link to this cut file and the embellishment kit in the description below. Instead of using the cut file as is, I'm going to use the negative portions. This is what the original cut file looks like when you upload it to your Cricut canvas. With the contour tool, I remove the center cuts so that I could use this as a template. And then I resize the mandala to a smaller image so that I can overlap it and create a flower shape with negative pieces. Let me show you real quick what this looks like in Cricut Design Space. So I have two images here, the larger mandala and the smaller one. To remove the cuts, I'm going to select the image and tap on Contour in the lower right corner. In this window, I can remove the cuts or contours from the shape by tapping on the image itself or tapping on the image in the contour list on the right. When I exit the window, the cuts have been removed. These two pieces are going to be used as templates. I want to cut the negative pieces from pattern paper. To do that, I'm going to duplicate each of these mandala shapes, then use the contour tool to remove the outline portion of the mandalas. On my page, only half of the cut file is going to show, so I only need to keep these petals here. After you cut everything out, this is what your petal pieces will look like on your cutting mat. So we have two mandala shapes for the templates and the petals to create the flower. This is such a simple way to use those cut files that you have in your collection. Before adhering these in place, I folded each petal in half and used a bone folder to burnish the folds. I'm using liquid adhesive on each of the folds because I want these to pop off the page. I will also be adding some embroidery stitching once I'm done, and a tape runner will gum up an embroidery needle. I have secured the large mandala in place with some magnets and mint tape, and I'm working my way around the image. If you wanted to enhance these a bit, you could add some ink to the edges of the petals or distress them with sandpaper or an edge distresser. You could also cut these petals from multiple colors. I'm using yellow cardstock and pattern paper because my photo has dandelions in it. Not only can you use this template to add the negative portions of the mandala, you can also use it as a stencil. You can fill in these petal shapes with ink, texture paste, or a colorful mousse and create an entirely new look. This second layer is going to be a little trickier because I designed it to layer over the larger petals. You can size yours smaller if you like to make it look more like a mandala. Once again, I have secured my template in place and I've folded those petals to create dimension. If you're using a continuous pattern, you may want to leave your pieces on the mat like I did, or lay them out in order so that your petals match up. The final layer on that template sits below the previous row with some spacing between the petals. But since I overlapped the second layer, I'm going to move this up and layer the petals closer to make it look more like a flower. I'll finish this off camera and add some stitching, and then I'll show you the final design. Isn't this lovely? It's perfect for this photo of our sweet niece picking dandelions. I layered the soft blue Having Fun paper over some arrow blue cardstock to create a frame, and I placed this notebook pattern on the right side of the layout so that my dandelion image peeks out on the side. I love how a simple cut file can be used for so many projects. Off camera, I added stitching to the petals with embroidery thread and used my sewing machine to stitch a frame around the page. Now I'm going to bring in items from that embellishment kit with a few pattern papers to finish up this layout. I'm going to place vertical pieces of pattern paper behind the photo. I have a soft pink polka dot pattern and a teal pattern. Both have roughed up edges that I created with a distressing tool. I have also brought in a label at the top for journaling. The majority of the pages I create are given to family members and friends, so I leave the journaling pieces blank for them to fill out. On the left side of the photo, I'm adding another label that says "This is real life." Now I'm going to bring in a few florals. Our niece is wearing pink, so most of these will be pink or yellow to match the dandelions. I am going to cut a few of these apart to fit in the space. I want to add some of those amazing wood veneer shapes to my layout. I love adding natural elements to outdoor scrapbook pages. I'm using one as my title. This says "More of This." To emphasize the importance of the photo, I'm going to place this large triangle here, and I'm going to layer a little circle phrase over the top that says "So very special." I'm going to bring in a few more florals to balance this area of the page. I want the vertical space where my photo sits to equal the length of the large flower shape that I created with the cut file. Not only does this help the photo remain the main focus, but by placing them on opposite sides, it generates a diagonal flow that guides the viewer's gaze across the image. To finish off the design, I'm going to add some of these adorable puffy sticker elements. I'm going to place the phrase "Good Moment" here and bring in a few of those butterflies. I want one here at the top behind my phrase, and I'll place this one here at the top, and at the base of the page I'll add a third one. I really like all the shapes in this collection, especially those tiny hearts. I'm going to scatter a few of these on my layout to finish up this design, and then I'll share the completed page with you. Off camera, I added 3 little hearts in pink and added another little phrase here. This created an odd number of phrases that leads the eye down the page. I debated adding some elements over here, but I really like the simplicity of this flower image with the majority of the elements around the photo. This creates a lovely design, and the photo is the focal point of the page. Today I showed you a unique way to use the negative portion of a cut file and shared some simple design techniques to help you maintain balance on your scrapbook layouts. It's fascinating how a mandala cut file can be transformed into a completely new image, like this dandelion floral I created. Using the negative space of a cut file opens up a world of possibilities for creating a unique scrapbook layout. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope this inspired you to try something new. If you have any questions about the project or supplies listed below, feel free to leave me a comment. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to see what you create.